Every Monday, we get the chance to chat with the head coach of the Cardinals, Jonathan Gannon. He joins us for his weekly visit here on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader with us here on Burns Gambo. Congratulations on the win yesterday, Coach. Good to see. Happy to have you on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, I don't want to get too high or too low after that performance by Kyler, but, man, that was really special. His ability to extend plays is something that's really unique in this league. Have you ever seen anything like that before?
Yeah. I mean, no, but yeah, he's one of the few that can, do that, and he's got a skill set that he's hard to defend in pass situations like that because he can avoid and elude and make plays with his legs and obviously his arm. But I thought he did a couple really good plays of sitting in there too, and going through his reads, going through his progression. Some were completed, some weren't, but just the comfortableness that he had in the pocket, I thought he did really well.
So we're all breaking down that 3rd and 10 play on the last drive where he ends up going back to like the 18, 19-yard line and getting the first down, ran like 60-something yards altogether. And I kept thinking to myself, what was the play designed to be? So I'll ask you, what were you hoping that play was going to be? 3rd and 10, big part of the game. I know it wasn't Kyler's going to drop back 30 yards and then run for a first down. What was it supposed to be?
No, we had a 3-man concept on one side and an individual route on the other side, and they brought a 5-man pressure. And, they did a good job in coverage, truthfully. And he kind of got flushed out of there and then made it happen with his legs. But we're trying to throw it for a first down there was the design.
Did it exceed your expectations? Did it match your expectations, what he was able to do yesterday?
I had no expectations. So, he is who he is for a reason. That's what I would say. I kind of prepped myself for all the different scenarios, and that was one of the scenarios. So, but he was excellent coming back in here. The whole team was, hey, this is what we got to do to get better. This is what we need to work on. Here's how we want to move forward. Some things we got to clean up. Some things we did really well in the game that we got to keep doing really well. So, it's back to work for all of us.
Yeah, that was my very next question. Was it a constructive sort of, all right, let's take a good kind of unbiased, hard, cold look at this, and what did we like and what did we not, and how did that process kind of evolve over the course of today, Coach?
Oh, yeah. I mean, 100% that's our process. It's always here. This is how we're going to learn from the tape. This is what we're going to do. And, I wouldn't say back to the drawing board, but, especially with Kyler, that's the first time he's played, a game in a long time and in this system. So now it's going to continue to evolve of what he liked, what he didn't like, our operation, how we got to get that a little bit cleaner. Some of the other things throughout the game situationally, what can we clean up? What can we expand on? Things like that. So our process, no matter the result, is always the same of let's learn, let's get better, let's grow from it, and then get ourselves ready to go versus Houston.
You mentioned this yesterday during the press conference. Gambo and I were both there after the game about.
Yeah, I saw you guys. That was nice to see.
Well,
yeah.
we were. We're here to support you, JG. From one JG to another, we're here to support you.
I mean, look, when Gambo asks you a question, he could have been 3 rooms over and you still would have heard it, right? I mean, it's by far the loudest voice in the room, so I think you knew awesome. We were there. You had mentioned the process in-game of Kyler and Drew kind of talking, hey, I like that, hey, I didn't, let's throw that out. How fluid was that in the moment, kind of taking stuff you liked and doing it and taking stuff you didn't and tossing it out?
Yeah, very fluid. And some of that, too, what I really was alluding to there was the communication of play call into Kyler, into the huddle, to the getting the snap. And because you saw some different, we changed tempos a little bit during that game, things like that. But, Drew, I just talked about Drew in the presser. He's very adaptable when it comes to making sure that the players are comfortable. And knowing that, hey, just because I like something, hey, how is this coming out to you? Do you like this? Do you like the looks you're getting? Can you see it? This and that. So, that's one of Drew's secret sauces, I think, is just understanding what the players are going through and then adapting to it. So I thought but honestly, you guys, they had a good plan of going into the game of the different things that could come up and how they were going to have to adjust. So they had already talked about those things, and they were in lockstep when they said, all right, this is what's happening, this is what we said, let's do this, and that's what they did. So it was good by those guys.
Love Trey McBride. Great kid. Hung out with him a little bit at a Morgan Wallen concert a while ago. We talked a little bit last night, after the game. At what point did you realize that this kid's got a chance to be a special tight end?
Yeah, really when I got here, and then just watching the tape, from the previous year, and then seeing what he's done through the off-season program, training camp, and he gets open, he catches the ball, he's explosive, he's hard to tackle, he's very detailed with his routes, and I wasn't really surprised that he had a big day if the ball finds him, which a lot of times that's dictated by coverage or, where Kyler's looking or the quarterback's looking or whatever the case may be. When the ball goes to him, when he gets his opportunities, he's going to maximize them, and he's going to make plays with the ball in his hand. So really not surprised he had a big-time day. I was glad for him to see because he's a huge part of why we won that game. But I look forward to him doing that every game.
Huge part of why you won the game, too, special teams and defense. I don't want to leave that out because Dortch had the big return. That was huge.
Huge.
Antonio, a stop on London on the 2-point. But I think the biggest play may have been the 4th and 1 with Ritter. I think he kind of ran into Fotu's leg. I couldn't really tell, from the angle I had in the press box. But a big stop there on 4th and 1. Give me your overall thoughts on your defense being able to come up with some big stops.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I mean, we've a couple times, even off the interception, we ended up making them kick a field goal there on a short field, which was, I think there were 7 lead changes in that game, somebody told me. So to keep 4 points off the board was huge. Obviously, the 4th and 1 stop was critical. I thought it was good, too, we score going into halftime, kept the ball for 4 minutes, score going into halftime, and then we come out on defense and go 3 and out. That was huge. Before the Dortch return, they went 3 and out there. So they know that's their job, get the ball back to the offense. So, they hung in there and battled. There's a few long drives. We got to clean up some of the penalties, a couple penalties, extended drives there. But I think over the last course of the month, I think we've been playing pretty well on defense.
Jonathan Gannon, our guest here on the Burns Gambo show. We're going to talk about this a little later on in the show, the rookies and the snap counts and things like that. B.J. Ojulari, 8 tackles, 2 sacks yesterday. How has his contributions to the defense sort of evolved in this rookie year? Maybe it's been a little slower than some people would have wanted it, but how are you seeing him evolve with his role in the defense?
Yeah, he's getting better each week, and we put a lot on those guys, that whole entire position's plate with what we ask him to do. And that's why I tell people too, he started the off-season program. He didn't go through that because of the surgery. So he was a little bit behind time there, kind of like Garrett, and even he was a little quicker than Garrett. But, he's been maximizing his opportunities when we put him in certain spots. He's getting better at those techniques and functioning better. I thought he was excellent in the run game yesterday. Very good effort throughout the whole game. He rushed well. He had 2 sacks, but he should give a couple bucks to the DBs because I thought 1 sack was because of the DBs. But, he's doing a really good job. He's doing a really good job, and he's improving every week, and he's coming along extremely well.
I liked your answer about Clayton Tune when I asked you yesterday in a press conference about, his impact on the game. You had a couple of packages for him. I was kind of curious what you were going to do on those 4th and inches when it's less than a yard. I don't know if you want to push Kyler Murray. So I was curious to see, and you liked that play, but I just didn't know if you wanted to push Kyler coming off the injury. Is that something where we'll see Clayton a lot more of going forward, or is that a play that may you have Kyler in it as well going forward?
Yeah, we'll look at it each week and see what we who we think's best to do those things. But however, if you got a jersey on game day, we're going to try to use you. So that's what we had up for Clayton, and like I said, probably the most way he impacted the game. For me, and this might sound stupid to a lot of people, was what he did during the week to get our defense ready to play, because I thought he had an excellent week. He came back firing on all cylinders this week. Had a really good week of practice and competed and really prepped the defense. So I like where he was at this week. It was good to see him get in on those couple plays and do a good job.
It doesn't sound stupid at all. You should hear us all week. You'll hear some stupid stuff.
You want stupid
for 4
2
hours
until 6 Monday through Friday, Coach. You'll get.
I really shouldn't use that word, but no, I mean it's true, man. Like our guys, you got to, the week of practice, you practice how you play. So when guys practice extremely well, if you're saying, well, the quarterback had a lot of production, what did that do for the defense? Well, it's making sure the defense is on it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we lost leverage one time on Thursday, and he found it, and that guy improved from that. Where if the other team's not playing well in practice, are you really getting better? Are you really challenging each other to get better? So I just thought he was had a really good week of practice Friday. I mean, in the red zone, threw some red zone touchdowns. It made us adjust a couple calls there that helped us in the game when we got off on third down in the red zone because of what happened on practice on Friday. So if Clayton's down the dumps or doesn't have a good week of practice, the defense doesn't get any better. So that's how he impacted the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, good point.
Good stuff, Coach. We appreciate the time. We'll talk to you next Monday, okay?
Okay, guys. Have a good week.
Thanks, Coach.
You too. Coach Jonathan Gannon, our guest here on the Arizona Sports Line for his weekly conversation with us here on the Burns and Gambo Show, and we certainly do appreciate that.